Story time about how I got caught lying on my food stamp application while doing a face full of new makeup.
I had to cancel my vacation with my family because they have already stopped certain things of being able to be purchased with EBT.
Come to the store with me to get whatever the hell I want with my EBT.
Okay, so today's going to be another hot button issue. We're going to be going over welfare, all the fraud, the scam, and rage bait out there all across the internet surrounding this topic. We have people airing out their business online for everyone to see, and then they're surprised when they don't get the reaction they thought and they get criticized. We have others faking stories for attention, which overall I think makes the entire situation worse. And we have people angry because they're barely surviving with the high cost of living, working multiple jobs, skipping meals just to get by, and then they scroll on TikTok and see what we're about to take a look at. We have a lot to go over today, along with comments from you guys from previous videos, so if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But let's start off with a popular video that's been making the rounds recently.
Not getting no job. If you go get a job, they're gonna take my Section 8. Then you won't be able to get no Section 8. You're not going to get no job. They're gonna count your income against my Section 8 and my link card. You're not working. No. So I don't care what you got to say. I don't care how you feel. You're not working. You're not going to get a job. You're not going to school. You're not doing none of that.
What, Ma? I'm saying how I'm supposed to be successful in life, Ma. So you basically telling me I gotta be broke to be successful. I gotta be broke so I can get Section 8.
You gotta be broke so the government can help you.
Okay, so we could go straight over to the comments before I say anything. This should be used as proof to remove her from Section 8 with 135,000 likes. She's failed him as a parent, CIA doing backflips, basically airing out your dirty laundry again online. And I've also seen many comments from you guys talking about this previously, that you had a family member or somebody that you knew that was taking advantage of the system similar to the last clip. Some were having children just to be able to increase the amount of money they were getting every month. Others were lying about spouses living in the home, not declaring their income, so it made it look like they made less than they did. Just many different ways that they game the system. We have a comment from one of you guys that I agree with. People like this are the reason why families that need actual help are looked at with skepticism by social workers. There are a lot of other examples I've heard, we'll see a little bit later in this video, with people who have disabilities, cannot work, who can't get any assistance by the government when they actually need it. And then we see example after example online like this.
I had to cancel my vacation with my family because where we were going to go and vacation at, they have already stopped certain things of being able to be purchased with EBT. Well, because of this, that would mean I would have to buy the majority of my family's food out of pocket. And that would dig into my money I have for fun things. So I had no other choice but to cancel the trip. My family is so sad about this, and so am I. I don't understand why people want to control what other people buy with their EBT. Like, how is it your business what I buy with my EBT?
So we're going to hear that a few times throughout this video. Why is it your business? While simultaneously recording yourself and putting it out to the world for anybody to see. But we could head straight over to the comments. Your EBT is our money. EBT and vacation. Two words that should never be in the same sentence. No offense, I haven't had a vacation since 2017. If you could afford a vacation, then you could afford to pay for all of your food. Because it came out of my pocket, because it's our tax dollars. Just being so open about it online and almost bragging goes with a comment from one of you guys. Remember when living off of taxpayers was not something to be proud of? Now it's almost like a niche for content creation. There are so many videos online of people admitting that they committed fraud.
Did y'all hear about the lady that committed welfare fraud? So she would go to Walmart every month and purchase 100 cans of soda, and then she would dump the cans in Walmart parking lot and then sell the cans for money. And one day somebody called the police on her. Now she's been doing this for months and months and months, probably a few years. And someone one day called the cops, and the cops came and said, what are you doing? Like, why are you dumping? She's like, I'm dumping the soda so I can sell the cans. They're like, but it's costing you more money to buy the soda than you'll get back on the cans. And she's like, no, I'm buying them with my food stamps. So she snitched on herself. And these cops said, that's fraud. And she's like, how is that fraud if I'm buying it with my food stamps?
Now, I feel like a lot of people have heard that story because that came from a creator that just puts up a whole bunch of rage bait, so we could transition into more of that content right now. How it feels waking up living off of everyone else's tax dollars. Just boasting and bragging about it, knowing that you're going to get a negative response. I could show you that this got 77 likes and 517 comments, so you could probably guess how that clip was taken. And there's just more and more people dancing, spending $3K in food stamps at Walmart. Especially right now in this economy when a lot of people can't afford as much food, the prices seem to be increasing all the time. Obviously the response is going to be pretty negative. And this has started to become so common that there are entire accounts now that are listed as rage bait or satire accounts just to bring in more engagement, more views, and attention to themselves.
Okay, so we're just taking food out of my kid's mouth now? Because apparently you can't even buy soda, candy, or hot Cheetos with an EBT card anymore. What am I supposed to do now? My son can't survive off chicken, fruits, vegetables. He needs his nutrients.
So this example is a little bit more obvious that it's not serious with the ridiculous statements. And in a way, I understand the top comment for this clip. This is literally some people's exact videos. And when we go over to the account, it says, calm down, it's mostly satire, follow my page. And we can start going through a whole bunch of these accounts that make their TikTok seem a bit more serious than what we just saw. Probably the most well-known account up on screen right now. This woman comes out with videos almost every day with the most ridiculous stories you could think of. So they took my $10,000 balance in food stamps, $6K in cash, and my Section 8 is now on hold. They say I owe over $27,000 in food stamps. Just insane situations all the time. And I guess it works with almost 500,000 followers for entertainment purposes only. Satire, rage bait, most hated stay-at-home mom of 6. Here's another lady at Walmart mad that I have my nails done while on EBT. 206,000 followers, skits and satire, storyteller, even though they're all made up. My food stamps got cut, now I can't buy pop, cereal, and chips. Satire mom content, rage bait. Trump cut my food stamps from $2,800 a month to $350. This guy only made a couple videos, but when you looked, it was completely made up. Doesn't take away the fact that one of them got 4.5 million views. Food stamps got cut from $3,800. Another almost 500,000 followers satire account. I make $100,000 a month, but still on food stamps with a whole bunch of fake jewelry. And this guy's trying to sell you his credit repair business. I could really keep going on and on with these sorts of accounts, and in my opinion overall, I think it makes the entire situation worse because of how much of a touchy subject it already is. If your entire goal is to make others mad with a problem that you don't even have, it makes it harder for people who are actually going through that situation. Like we saw with the comment from you guys earlier. Another example right here. My father died when I was 9, and my mother was left a 30-year-old widow with 3 children, one being only 6 months old. We received WIC for about 6 months while she got back on her feet. Once while she was waiting in the WIC office, she heard 2 mothers talking and one said, my baby's almost a year old, so I need to get pregnant again so I don't lose my welfare. That was in 1991, and situations like this have only gotten worse in 30 years. This program needs major reform. And we have another example right here of somebody else's experience.
Saturday afternoon in San Antonio, Texas. Went to the grocery store. While I was looking for a parking place, I saw this beautiful dually $100,000 truck with a ton of chrome pull up. Dropped off a woman, looked to be maybe 30, and 3 kids, early teen years kind of age. Go into the store. I park, I go in. As I'm shopping, I see them. And each of the kids and the lady have a cart. And I mean, they're just filling them. They are pound after pound of meat, tons of vegetables. They're filling 4 carts full of groceries just as fast and full as they can. Gets to the register, they ring up her purchases. Don't remember the number, I believe it was $2,000 to $3,000. And she pulls out a stack of EBT cards, food stamps, this tall. Start swiping them, one after another, paying for all those groceries.
Now to me, this sounds extremely similar to a lot of the stories and rage bait videos that we've seen previously, but this is about to get worse.
She's maybe halfway done when the police come in. I assume the story called them earlier because I don't think they'd get there that quick. It's a policeman and a policewoman. Policewoman walks up, kind of puts an arm on the lady. Policeman starts reading her rights. Food stamp fraud. I don't think her English is that great to begin with, but it's shot. The stress of that. She's calling the food stamps coupons, saying nothing wrong, saying it's the kids. And it actually comes off like she's blaming the kids for her food stamp fraud. Whenever I hear all these food stamp fraud and filling up the Cadillac stories, I remember that day.
So whether it's people making videos of their experiences like this, or just completely admitting it themselves for attention online, I really don't think you should be surprised when you eventually get caught. I get it, and I bet everybody understands that the government moves as slow as humanly possible. But when it comes to money and things like this, eventually you will get caught. I mean, the best example is all the PPP loan fraud that we've gone over before, but it honestly is just unreal to me when people make videos like this.
Story time about how I got caught lying on my food stamp application while doing a face full of new makeup. So the year is 2020. Everybody is at their peak scamming position. I'm talking PPP loans. I'm talking about stimulus checks. I'm talking about food stamps. So I said to myself, myself said, I said, you need some food stamps too, boo. Go get you some. So I moseyed on down to the SNAP website. It was my time to shine. I go ahead on and fill out the application. It's myself, 3 kids. But there was an important piece that I've left out. I forgot to tell them about my man. Child, I done told them people my kids ain't got no daddy. That's the thing about social services. They always want to know your business. You got money in your account? Do you own a car? Do your kids have a father? Child, that lady called asking all them questions. I almost wanted to body slam her.
Okay, so that's about enough of that clip as I could take, but this was during the time that everybody was going to get away with it. The PPP loans, the government's giving out money nonstop with the stimulus checks. How are they ever going to track it? And yeah, maybe you got away with it for months and years and you think you got away scot-free, but eventually the time will come and the government will want their money. And admitting it online for some likes and views on TikTok will probably accelerate that process, but a very simple comment from you guys: fraud should be prosecuted. And that's exactly what started to happen. Maybe it took 5 years, but there are a lot of examples of people getting prosecuted now if you take a look at the news. Now, another subtopic I've started to see people make is the EBT grocery hauls, and that's brought in a lot of negative attention for the same reasons we talked about previously. People are working full-time, multiple jobs, barely surviving paycheck to paycheck while groceries are constantly increasing in price. And then you see clips like this: EBT Grocery Haul Trader Joe's edition, a store that is rather expensive. Maybe it's not on the level of Whole Foods, but definitely something that costs more money than going to Walmart. And we could take a look at the description. I'm very grateful for the fact that I get EBT because I don't have to worry as much about how I get groceries. Eventually, I'd like to be in a better place financially where I no longer need it, but for now, I'll maintain a grateful heart and be happy with what the Lord provided. I don't think God is giving you EBT, it's the government and in turn the taxpayers. So I thought that statement was very interesting, but we could take a look at another.
Okay, this is everything I got with EBT for $221.59 EBT and $242.78 total. Let me show you everything I got.
So this just turns into another one of the grocery hauls that you probably see it on TikTok. However, it seems to be pretty common that a lot of the food that's being bought is incredibly unhealthy. A lot of the snacks, the soda, sugary food, everything that you probably shouldn't be getting. And we could go right over to the comments. This is exactly why EBT needs to be regulated. When people reach a level of being proud to be on EBT and advertise it like it's a goal, why don't you think all of us tax-paying citizens almost all processed food, sweets, and convenient food? I have a job and can't afford to buy snacks like that for my kids, and that's why EBT needs to be overhauled. Where are any of the legit meals? Where's the meat? Our tax dollars at work must be nice. We have another comment from you guys. I never thought the best thing about having a large family would be government food subsidies, because there's another video up on screen. 1,500 EBT haul, just checked my card and had $12,000 in food stamps. Again, just a whole bunch of processed really crappy food, but this person basically makes content revolving around this single mother of 9 with over 100,000 followers. Some of the comments, there's an image, 2 types of shoppers, no job with a full cart, and somebody with a job with barely anything. I'm 62 years old and work 32 to 40 hours a week. I'll be getting $23 a month. They never try to help the people that try to help themselves. You have $12,000 in food stamps and some people don't even get $1. What a world. I wouldn't even announce this. Again, all for a little clout online, and it's virtually all negative attention as well. I don't know why you'd want it. I reported this to the proper administration. This is absolutely beyond disgraceful while we the taxpayers work. I'm 64 to pay for food and our bills. Absolutely beyond shameful. But these types of examples really don't end.
Come to the store with me to get whatever the hell I want with my EBT. With my EBT. Okay. Just have to make that clear for y'all real fast.
I mean, I don't even really know what to say anymore. And again, a lot of the food that's being picked out is pretty unhealthy choices, and we could take a look at what others think. I think drug tests, monthly, and home visits should be required to receive benefits. There are 2 grown people in the home, and neither of them are working. They shouldn't be able to receive any kind of benefits. Nothing for your children, but you bought yourself snacks. All I heard was for me and Sean, for Sean. What about your kids? It's not yours, it's your kids again. Since when did having an EBT card a flex? But we could go over to a comment from one of you guys with something we talked about earlier. How could people say mind your business after airing out all of their business in financial aid online? If anything, it's our business because it's our tax dollars. I really don't understand some people's thought process, because as soon as you put something up online, when you have a completely public account, anybody on the planet could see it, you're just opening yourself up for criticism and reactions. If you don't want anybody to know what you're doing or talk about it online, why would you put it up in the first place? But we could switch over to some of the rules that are changing when it comes to buying a lot of the unhealthy food that we just saw with EBT.
Here are the 12 states banning the purchase of unhealthy foods using food stamps starting in 2026. First up, we have Arkansas, who is restricting the purchase of soda, fruit and vegetable drinks with less than 50% natural juice, unhealthy drinks, and candy, and that ban is going to go into effect starting July 1st, 2026.
Now, this video is much longer, going through each one of the states and all of their different rules, but apparently a lot of people were very angry about this.
I am so dumbfounded right now. There are people that genuinely think that people who use EBT don't deserve soda, candy, or desserts. You're gonna tell me that my daughter doesn't deserve a popsicle? You're gonna tell me I don't deserve to get brownies? You're gonna tell me I can't have Dr. Pepper with my dinner? And all I'm hearing is be grateful, it's free food.
The amount of rage bait in this video is brutal. Real quick, this video got 469 likes and 3,163 comments. Lady, the rest of us can't afford groceries and don't qualify for EBT, so no, we don't care that you no longer could get everything under the sun handed to you. You still get free food. The funds are there for the essentials, meat and potatoes, snacks and sodas are luxuries. But there are more people defending it, saying that it's none of your business, even though, again, this is all put up online.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but the mama buying crab legs with her food stamps is not the end of the world, and she's not taking advantage of the system. The dad that's buying shrimp and steak with his food stamps, not the end of the world, nor is he taking advantage of the system. The mama that is letting her baby buy his or her favorite candy or cookies or some type of treat with her food stamps, not the end of the world, and she's not taking advantage of the system. When are we going to stop judging people? Okay, you take a 10-second window of seeing someone and say, oh my God, they're taking advantage of the system.
Okay, so there's a couple things with this. Whether you like it or not, you are judged virtually 24/7 from the day you're born to the day you die. Maybe it's not fair, it sucks, but that's just how the world works. Second thing, again, I know I sound like a broken record, but when you voluntarily put all of your business online, you're going to be judged and critiqued, especially when it comes to something like this. If you don't like it, then don't put it out there in the first place. It's no one's business what people buy with their food stamps. People need to mind their own business. And then right after that, it affects my life when my money pays for it. Why does my family eat noodles? So yes, it affects my family and I. You lost me at it's my business, please. You can't post something for the world to see and then say, it's my business. Nope, it's all of our business now. Whatever comes from it, it's your doing. Quit blaming everyone for reacting to your behavior. Kinda hit the nail right on the head.
I just learned so much about EBT or SNAP or whatever, and I'm kind of pissed off. Posted in one of my mom groups, tell me all of your EBT tips and tricks to get the most out of it. So honestly, just curious, because I have never had like benefits or anything like that. Read through the comments and I started to get really annoyed, because I have worked very, very hard since I was 14 years old and paid into this for people to basically be abusing the system. Now, don't get me wrong. If you are a family or a single mom or single dad and you genuinely can't afford food or to feed your family or whatever, and you need these benefits, no judgment at all. However, the people in these comments that are just abusing it was wild. Did you know that if you have EBT that you can get high-speed Wi-Fi from Xfinity for $15 a month? It's pretty fucked up because I pay over $100 a month for mine. They get half off of Amazon Prime. Why? Because having your things delivered to you within 2 days is essential.
Now I'm cutting off this video. It is much longer. She goes over many more examples. So overall, it's not just getting food. It could be much more. Some of the comments. However, if you're a disabled senior and get minimum social security, you're not eligible for any of those benefits. Not to mention these couples claiming that they're single so they could get more benefits when they've been together for years, just not married, and one of them makes bank. We saw an example of that earlier in the video. Another one from you guys right here. All these people wasting taxpayer money. I'm a veteran who became very ill after deployment. I had brain surgery and struggled daily, but still managed to work at least a little bit. It's been a huge fight to get VA benefits. The disability fight is still ongoing and I owe tons in credit cards. Seeing people do this is so frustrating. I'm so glad that they're getting called out. And we're going to end this video with some people owing money to the government because of their food stamps. One up on screen right now, I just got informed that I owe $2,000 in food stamps. There's another one here. I lied to the food stamp people and now they took my food stamps and I owe them $35,000. There are a lot more examples of this as well that we've gone over before, but that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and I'll talk to you guys later.